Okay, have you ever come across a website where you see Lorem Ipsum? Or you're just looking at this random Latin text? That's Latin, by the way.
Yeah, what
And you're like, why is that? Yeah, what is going on with that? Well, if you want to know the story behind that, it's called Lorem Ipsum. Go to lipsum.com. I already have it linked there for my other class. And this tells you the story of Lorem Ipsum. Now, I had seen that since the first time I had ever done any kind of, anytime I learned about graphic design, looking at tutorials, they always start with this Lorem Ipsum. Okay, so what is it? So basically, it's just sample text. Okay, the point of Lorem Ipsum is not so much that we're reading Latin, because who really reads Latin anymore? Not that many people. Okay, and so the idea here is that it's a way of showing text and looking at a page or looking at a poster or a design, and you're no longer thinking about the content. You're thinking about the look and the feel, and that's the point of it. It goes back to hundreds of years and you can read it on here. Since the 1500s, some printer dude decided they were going to, create a font or something, and then they're going to throw a bunch of text out there. And so this person, now, like if we were to do this today, you might pick lyrics from your favorite band, or maybe if you've been reading a novel or whatever. So you'd go to whatever you've been reading, something you might copy and paste it in. Well, this person went to Cicero, who was a Roman historian, I believe, and they just copied some text down and just used it, and it's stuck for some reason. People keep using it. So if you want to, you can go to Lorem Ipsum and you can get these paragraphs here. So let's say I want 3 paragraphs of text. I click 3 in this window. I go to paragraphs. I click Generate Lorem Ipsum, and next thing I know, I'm going to have 3 paragraphs from the Lorem Ipsum text, and these are enormous, right? Big, huge, chunky paragraphs. So if I'm doing web design, I might use maybe half of that size. Now, Lorem Ipsum, we see it a lot and we kind of go, well, what else is there? Well, actually, there's a lot else. Okay, one of my favorite ones, let's see if I can find it. It's in here somewhere. Bacon Ipsum. So that's one of my favorite sites, Bacon Ipsum. So what it does is it creates these Lorem Ipsum texts, and yet it does it using bacon as its theme. I've seen one called Tuna Ipsum, and then one of my favorite ones was called Hillbilly Ipsum, but I can't find it anymore. All you have to do is just look up humorous Lorem Ipsum. Some of those are not exactly school appropriate. I know there's like a Samuel L. Ipsum, and it's probably like quotes from his movies, and I'm thinking Snakes on a Plane. I'm thinking, probably not school appropriate. So I'm going to stick with bacon. And I'm going to choose meat or meat and filler. And we can start with Bacon Ipsum and then just click Give me bacon. And then you're going to have your paragraphs. And you can use this text in your layouts. Which, by the way, take a look. This is a 1-column theme, right? It's a 1-column layout. And there's the graphic. We've got our color based on bacon. What else to do it on? And then we have a navigation bar underneath it. And then our paragraphs, and if we scroll down to the bottom, you would see the footer at the bottom. Okay, and there's one more resource, and this is the one I really like, and it's called HTML Ipsum. So this takes it one step further. Okay, instead of just taking a paragraph where you're still going to have to put it in a paragraph tag, we can get long paragraph, medium paragraph, 1 sentence. You can do a definition list. Hold on, I'm going to resize this browser. Yes, it has everything, including the kitchen sink. Now, so let me show you how you're going to do that. Open up your template for your 1-column layout that we were working on before. Okay, find your index.html in your 1-column folder. Double-click to open it up. And as you may recall, the last time we worked on this, we ended up with the following code. We had a section tag that surrounded everything. Inside of the section, we had a header, a nav, an article, and a footer. So that was kind of the main sections. And so what we want to do is we want to go into the article with a class of content, and we need to actually put something inside. Because without it, all we have is the following. And let's launch this in Firefox. So that's all we really did last time. One header, a list of links, content section, nothing inside. This does not look like a standard web page. It's just too little. We need more content. Okay, so in order to get, well, I didn't mean to do that. In order to get more content, we're going to go to the HTML Ipsum, which is over here. So what I want you to do, so I want you to find, let's just test out a few things here. Let's grab, for example, medium paragraph. What you do is you just click it, and you'll see this little window pop up, and if you can't read it fast enough, it says copied to clipboard. Okay, so one click copies this paragraph tag and everything inside. Go to your Notepad++, go in here, and what we're going to do is after the header 2 that says content section, we're going to right click and paste that in. I'll put word wrap on so you can see it wrapped. There we go. Save your changes, go back to Firefox and hit refresh. And right away you'll see your paragraph is right there. Okay, we'll resize it a little bit. When we're done, our template's going to probably be roughly this width. Okay, so there's our paragraph. Now let's go back to HTML Ipsum, and let's show you what else we have. I like to add an unordered list of short items. I don't like the long items. Oh, that's possible. I'm going to click on here. It copies it to the clipboard. Go back to Notepad++. After my paragraph, just hit Enter and paste. Control-V to paste. Now, unfortunately, your list items don't get tabbed over. So what you want to do is highlight everything and hit the Tab key 2 times. And then everything looks all pretty and nicely tabbed and consistent. Save your changes. Go back to Firefox. Hit refresh. And now we see not only our paragraph, but we have a bulleted list. And then what I'd like you to do is throw out a couple more paragraphs, unordered list, maybe throw in a header 3 or 2. So like here, H3 subsection header. And then go down here, add another header 3, subsection header. Save your changes. I'm just going to copy all of this and paste it in. So you can quickly get a lot of content going with that HTML Ipsum. Hit refresh. And this looks a little too regular, so do mix it up. Grab maybe a long paragraph or add an extra paragraph after your bulleted list on here. Or if you really want to go all out, click the kitchen sink. Watch what happens here. I'm going to go back to here. The kitchen sink's almost overboard, in my opinion. Well, let me just show you what it looks like. So notice how I deleted all that. Paste it in. Here's the kitchen sink. I'm going to save my changes and watch this. Look at this. Bam. So we got this header here, paragraph, some bold, a hyperlink, a header level 2, some numbers, header 3. So what's nice about the kitchen sink is you get a lot of variety of tags. The only problem with it is that it's kind of inconsistent. Header 1, header 2, header 3. So I prefer to not do the kitchen sink. Plus, there's that one section of code. By the way, I just did an undo 2 times. Save changes, hit refresh. So you could do the kitchen sink, but I recommend you make it a little bit more even and set it up that way. So I'm going to go back and grab one more thing. I think I'll throw I'll just do another medium paragraph. Click it, go back to Notepad++. Let's paste one after the paragraph, but before the next, after the unordered list, but before the header 3. I'll hit a little enter there, save my changes. And then at this point, I think I've got enough fake content to really fill it out and get a website looking more like a website. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take word wrap off because I want you to be able to see kind of the code of what I've done here. And notice in our article, we've got a lot of code in there. So at the top, we have our section, our header, our nav, an article with a bunch of content inside. Notice how everything's tabbed over in our article. That makes it so as you're like in the middle here and you're looking at your code, you realize all of this stuff is inside another tag. And then when we get tabbed out, we know we're outside of that tag now. So I'm just going to leave this up here. You can take a look at the code for what we put in here.